In the beginning there was a Word, and the Word was God. Those familiar with the Bible will be aware of this statement, though the vast majority of people who read this line, particularly the Christian populace, will not truly comprehend the significance of this statement, nor shall the populace who categorise themselves as either atheist or agnostic. To give a brief background into myself, I come from a scientific background and have studied science, religion and philosophy for over 10 years, personally aligning with the Hermetic belief systems over any of the other systems in place, be it political, scientific or spiritual. The reason for this should be explained once I have continued from my first comments. The Word of God has often been debated, and the creation argument has been a dividing principle within the global community. The irony is that science and religion have always been singing from the same hymn sheet, but interpreting each other's perceptions on creation, the meaning of life, and the universe incorrectly. If I take my opening comment and illuminate from a different perspective, you should be able to discern what I am attempting to convey. In the beginning there was a Word, and the Word was God. In the beginning there was a sound, and the sound was God. In the beginning there was a vibration, and the vibration was God. And in the beginning there was a frequency, and the frequency was God. I could add many other precursors and intermediates in place of the word Word. However, the final replacement I shall make is that in the beginning there was an energy, and the energy was God. As any truly well-researched scientist will tell you, there are many different forms or grades of energy. Thermal energy is a relatively low grade of energy, though there are different grades within the broad term we call thermal energy, ranging from cold to hot. There are also many other types of energy: sound, kinetic, chemical, potential. Could go on, but the list is relatively endless. However, the highest grade of all types of energy is what we have come to call consciousness. The scientific community has been aware for some time that the universe was created by some form of a Big Bang, defined as a huge expansion of a minute yet incredibly dense energy that was contained in a very minute space, to our knowledge and interpretation anyway. However, as you can see, by interpreting the words of the Bible, we are capable of deducing the very same facts. The difference being that the religious institutes have preached this allegory for a lot longer than the empirical system of science has been around. Many think our ancestors were primitive, however this very fact contradicts that previously unchallenged and widely accepted notion. Many are not aware that before Islam, Christianity, science and many of the other different ruling institutes, whether they be religious, political or of course scientific, there existed a practice known by many names, but it is often referred to as Hermeticism. It contained many different facets, though it centralised around the idea of unifying both the right and left hemispheres of the neocortex to allow for greater understanding into the mysteries of life and the universe itself. The reason for this being that using logic alone will not allow us to move our understanding of existence forwards. Instead, a creative and intuitive mind is also required. The Hermeticists of ancient times are the source of all scientific and religious principles, and due to the risk of persecution from truly primitive members of the population, which far outweighed them in terms of volumes, they were forced to hide the truth in plain sight, using allegorical language and occultist techniques that have been attributed to their teachings. Though many Hermetic orders still exist today, many have been infiltrated and consequently ruled over by those who wish to continue to mislead and misinform the global populace to allow them to enslave us and direct the course of humanity for their own misguided ends. With the aforementioned facts in mind, this channel is dedicated to the art of free speech, open to discourse and relentless discussion and debate on the many mysteries to which we are subjected to on a daily basis. I intend to open a dialogue on the topics of science, philosophy, religion, spirituality, history and society, in addition to any other topics that are required in order for the aforementioned topics to be broached in their entirety. Though I may at times speak as though the content is 100% fact, there will be times that the information that I am conveying will be based more on my personal opinion and experience than on empirical data, so please keep this in mind if you intend on watching any of the videos contained on this channel. As Buddha said, believe nothing, no matter where you read it or who said it, no matter if I have said it, unless it agrees with your own reason and your own common sense. Where possible, I will provide sources for my information, though I have forgotten some of my sources as some of the information did not seem relevant at the time, and I did not foresee myself agreeing with it until I had at least ascertained greater insights that either acted as precursors or corroborative evidence to my future research. As I do not want to waste any more time with disclaimers, the chief point that I have come to understand about our reality is that it is a consensus perception, i.e. we each make decisions out of the many possibilities that our lives hold, which open up more possibilities and can have an impact upon the wider population, sometimes even changing the course of history. Dependent on how we act and when we act, our choices can have a profound impact on those around us, and it is for this reason that some people change the world, whether it be for better or worse, whilst others spend their lives planning to be great, but never actualise their ponderings or plans, and any in-betweens. There are also those whom, whilst not achieving great things themselves, are sage-like men and women who provide the necessary mentoring for those that will advance this species. Much of the topics to be discussed over the coming video will include an outline of where our species has come from, where it is, and where it is going, as well as the various tangents that are necessary in order to adequately explain our past, present, and future. I hope you find these videos interesting and very open to feedback or criticism, as without having an open dialogue, freedom of speech is merely an illusion designed to hide the bars that imprison us. As such, I feel the preceding videos will also include commentary on language itself. Feel free to comment and or subscribe, but please do not take this channel too seriously, as indeed light itself should be taken with a pinch of salt, lest you be dragged down by the ocean of disinformation and misunderstanding, resulting in confusion. That being said, I hope you find the information contained to be at best interesting and at worst comical. There's no need to take offence to any of my utterances, just consider them the tall tales of an equally misinformed and confused individual who is seeking the truth that will set him free.